Hi guys, we are the Mitchells. There's Emily, Leo, Max, Ellen and Charles. And this is our channel 3 Under 2. Hello and welcome to today's video. So it's been a while since we've done a Max update video. Right now we're heading to the Women's and Children's Hospital because Max has a cardiac appointment. So if any of you guys are new to the channel and you don't know about Max's medical history, at 16 weeks, Max was diagnosed with congenital heart disease, CHD, in particular Taussig-Bing syndrome, which is a combination of heart defects, transposition of the great arteries, double outlet right ventricle, a VSD, and after he was born, he had a septostomy, which tore an ASD in his atrium wall. And from there, at 3 weeks old, Max needed open heart surgery. He was actually flown to Melbourne to have this particular surgery because it's not something that they can do here in Adelaide. It was a 13-hour surgery which involved reconstructing his heart, and from there we've just been working with him on the slow long road to get him back to where he should be as a normal-ish boy.
Another complication he has is tracheobronchomalacia, which essentially is floppy airways. So for Max, a common cold can quite easily lead to chest infections and in worse cases, pneumonia. Another issue is that he actually aspirates fluid. He was on the NG tube for a really long time, and then from there he went to the TPT tube, and we eventually got him off of that, but he has remained on thickened fluids to help him with his swallowing and to help prevent aspiration.
So all throughout Max's recovery, it's felt like we've had 2 steps forward and then 1 step back. Whenever we get a win on the board, something generally comes through and knocks the wind out of our sails. What came out of Max's cardiac appointment, they were actually really happy with the pictures that they seen on his echo. They also did an ECG, and they were really happy with the results. We were on 6 monthly appointments, and now they're happy to go to annual appointments because they're just really happy with how he's tracking cardiac wise.
So just recently we also had a pulmonary medicine or respiratory medicine appointment for Mac. He sees his respiratory doctor quite frequently. It's probably 6 to 8 weekly throughout the year.
So pulmonary medicine are now calling the shots with Max's care because all the respiratory issues are Max's main concern health-wise at the moment.
So early on in Max's respiratory diagnosis, we were told that any damage caused in the first 2 years could be permanent and lead to lifelong issues. So they've been really on top of trying to get any of his respiratory issues under control. So he's had a lot of tests, and they're really just trying to figure out what they can do to get him through these early years so that he doesn't suffer too greatly and that no permanent damage is done. Essentially, Max has a chronic acute bronchitis, so his lungs are always inflamed. He's always got a chronic cough, and he's frequently on antibiotics. At his most recent appointment, he has been referred to see a respiratory physio. The respiratory physio will train us on how to clear his lungs. He's also going to have some blood tests done just to check his immune function, and also a sweat test which checks for cystic fibrosis. His doctor's not concerned that he actually has it, but they want to rule it out at this stage because his case is so unusual to her. And finally, he's going to be going back under for another bronchoscopy. He had one middle of last year, and this time it's actually being done as a bronchoscopy lavage. So they will be essentially irrigating his lungs and clearing out any secretions and just trying to get it as clear as possible for winter.
Last year we were quite lucky that Max didn't go to childcare due to staying at home, quarantining, COVID, and everything like that. So he actually wasn't exposed last winter to a lot of bugs, but at the moment the boys are going to childcare, and through this winter he will be exposed to a lot of bugs and a lot of stuff, and we're just really prepping him and his lungs for winter at this stage, because obviously in these early years we want to make sure that we're able to manage this properly and that he doesn't have any permanent damage that might come up later on in life.
And when he did return to childcare last year, he almost immediately caught a bug and got pneumonia and ended up in the ICU. So we're really just trying to be really cautious and plan ahead and just hope for the best outcome throughout winter for him.
So really, to summarize here, Max is actually doing very, very well in most areas. With all the other departments that he sees at the hospital, they're really happy with him. We're just being very cautious with respiratory or pulmonary medicine. they're doing their due diligence and we want them to do that. And it means that there's going to be a few tests and a few procedures coming up. But by any account, if you saw Max playing in the park or anything, you actually wouldn't know that there was anything wrong with him. It does mean that he will be able to eventually, you know, play sports and do everything that a boy will be able to do. His cardiac doctor did say that he won't be able to perform in anything like an elite level, any professional sports or anything like that. But, you know, any physical activity he should be fine to do going forward. So we're really relieved about that. Last thing that we wanted was this illness to hold him back in life. But at this stage, you know, it's a long road, but we're slowly getting Max where he should be.
And it's particularly more difficult because he is an identical twin, so you've got that direct comparison all the time. But if you see them playing, you would not know that Max had gone through anything. He's so fast and he's so rough, and
cheeky as hell.
He's so cheeky. You honestly would not know that he's been through everything he's been through, and that's something that we're so happy about. He's really doing amazing, considering you know, last year he had global developmental delay, and he was had hypertonia, so like low muscle tone, and all of that has improved so much.
Yeah. So if you haven't seen Max's medical journey, I'll put some links in the end screen and in the description and maybe in the first comment. So if you want to go back and have a look at some stuff that Max has gone through, you can. But that's the end of today's video. So if you're interested to see what we have going on, look out for the upcoming videos. Better yet, subscribe and hit that notification bell, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching this video, and if you want to support the channel, click the like button below. And if you want to see even more content, check out our Instagram, which is 3_under_2.